If you've watched any of Nathaniel Drew's videos, the chances are you've come across the term that he uses called mental clarity, and how that is something that he's in search of. And after 1 year of watching his videos and them being very meaningful for me, today I'm going to share with you how the advice he gave in one of his Instagram live streams, as well as a quote that he shared, had a real significant impact on my life, and how it had a big impact on me starting this whole YouTube channel, and also how I'm also searching a life of purpose, intention and mental clarity, and also how the advice from his videos in general has really helped me. For this to make sense, we need to take a step back to April 2019, and around this time I was quite stuck with what videos I wanted to make. I had already made videos around topics such as filmmaking and photography. I also made some vlogs as well, and actually looking back at it now, the video that I made or film that I made that really stuck out to me the most, or I really enjoyed the most, or one of my favourite pieces, was my film called Life, which was like a motivational type short film. And around this time I started to get very interested in the topics of self-improvement, productivity and trying to live a better life. And trying to look forward, I couldn't see the videos that I wanted to make. I was very stuck. However, looking back at the things that have happened over the last 1-2 years, I can see how I've now gone the path of making content around these kind of topics. But when I was trying to look forward, it wasn't obvious, it wasn't clear to me. But this very much changed after I had a light bulb moment, and this was after and thanks to Nathaniel Drew's live stream on Sunday the 21st of April 2019, which happened to be the same month that Nathaniel Drew got 165,000 subscribers in just 1 month. So in the live stream, I asked Nathaniel any advice for someone that wants to start creating content but is not sure what they want to create content about. And from the notes I was able to take and the stuff that I can remember, this is the advice and response that he gave. Firstly, when he started making videos, he said that he was focusing on topics that he was interested in, but also that he thought that would get a lot of attention and views. And he said realised that actually this is not a good way to go around it. And I hugely resonated with this, because on this channel, when I started making videos around filmmaking, I was really enjoying it. But for some of the videos, I was going very tactical on trying it to make the video blow up or get a load of views. And I realised that that led me to, for some videos, to not make what I actually wanted to create, but altering it with the hope that it might blow up or something like that, with a load of views. But then I realised actually that's not a good way to go about it. And when we look a bit later down the line, around June, July time, when I made my digital productivity series, I had an idea for 2 videos. I was like, oh, I can turn this into a nice series. And the video that ended up doing most well is actually the one that I enjoyed most on creating it, because it was about a topic that I was really interested in. And if it wasn't for the first idea for the first video of the series, I wouldn't have realised that I could also make a video about this. That was how they all interlinked, which was pretty cool. Secondly, Nathaniel talks about how experimentation, trial and error is very important, and how creating something that you are proud of and you enjoy doing is also important, and how you should create something that is a good quality, that is not mediocre, because the viewer doesn't want to see a bad quality video. There's hundreds and hundreds of bad quality videos on YouTube. When someone was going to watch a video, how I see it and how Nathaniel explained it was that I want it to be a good quality. I want them to see the effort put in, and also understanding that to do things like this, like making videos online or just being successful in general in anything, whether it be filmmaking, photography, anything at all, that it's gonna take time. There's no rush in the process, you just have to get to work. I talked a bit more in depth about all of this in my what to do if you don't know what to start creating content about. I'll link that in the card. And as someone that can get very plugged into a task and believes that hard work is a key to success, this made a lot of sense for me to what he was saying. But there was one more thing that was the real kicker for me, and this was a quote from Ira Glass that he read out, and I'm just going to read that right now. It's quite long, but try and stick through. Nobody tells this to people who are beginners. I wish someone told me. All of us who do creative work, we get into it because we have good taste. But there is this gap. For the first couple of years you make stuff, it's just not that good. It's trying to be good, it has potential, but it's not. But your taste, the thing that got you into the game, is still killer. And your taste is why your work disappoints you. A lot of people never get past this phase. They quit. most people I know who do interesting creative work went through years of this. We know our work doesn't have the special thing that we wanted to have. We all go through this. And if you're just starting out or you're just still in this phase, you've got to know it's normal. And the most important thing you can do is do a lot of work. But put yourself on a deadline so that every week you finish one story. It's only by doing and going through a volume of work that you'll close that gap and your work will be as good as your ambitions. And I took longer to figure out how to do this than anyone I've ever met. It's going to take a while. It's normal to take a while. You just got to fight your way through. After hearing this, I realised I was pondering and thinking too much about what I wanted to create. And as soon as the summer hit around, I started to create more videos. I put myself on a deadline every week to make a video. And throughout the summer, the majority of the weeks I put out a video. There might have been a few times where I skipped a week or it took me a couple more days, but I put myself on a deadline and I just did what I needed to do. This really helped me. Just by creating, I started to think less about what I was creating about. I do sometimes overthink and question what I'm creating, but by me creating, it's really helped me to find my voice on these videos that I'm making online. And even though that I still have that voice there, it's become clearer on what the kind of videos I want to make here. From watching Nathaniel's videos, I've learned a lot of things, and here are some that have had a real big meaningful impact for me. Firstly, treating self-improvement as a series of experiments, and by doing this I think it becomes more interesting and more of a challenge to do something. So like Nathaniel done loads of, from as you can see on his channel, challenges such as trying Ben Franklin's daily schedule for a week and his 24-hour dopamine fast. Doing these kind of things I think just makes it more approachable to someone, and it just looks less daunting, and that's why I like this approach. I've started to do my own 30-day challenges and stuff of that nature, and I'm also wanted to do more of these types of challenges. I've done a few, but I want to push it further because I think it just looks more approachable as a way to building habits. Also, bullet journaling and tracking my habits, it's had a massive impact on me productivity wise. I talked about this in one of my previous videos, how in one of his videos called Here's How to Reinvent Yourself in 2019, I took quite a few things from there, and from that, after that video I literally went on Amazon, bought myself a like a notebook, this one right here, and I started to track my habits in it and bullet journal. I switched it up quite early on from writing down my to-dos in this because I use something called Todoist. I first started off using this app called Things, but then I started using Todoist because I found it much easier. Because I use a digital calendar, having a digital to-do list makes it much easier to use. But I do like weekly reviews and things like that written down. And yeah, also tracking my habits in this is good. I'm probably going to switch it up here and there, changing between what I have done and what I've previously done. But I found like just using digital systems just makes my life a lot much easier. Lastly, digital minimalism. He made a whole series all about digital minimalism, and really looking back, it had a lot of impact because I changed a lot of stuff the way I use my stuff digitally. I still need to really fix out my inbox because it has so many emails in there, but except from that, I've really organised and decluttered my digital files. The use of my notifications on my phone, a lot of them have either been disabled or like I just use it very minimalistically, if that's a word. And yeah, do not disturb mode, that is something that I find very useful as well. Lastly, I'm in search of a life of purpose and intention and mental clarity. This is something that Nathaniel talks about on his channel, and how something I realised I'm also starting to develop an interest in, and especially mental clarity, because I feel like getting rid of brain fog is something that can have a real positive impact for you. And I found that if I've experienced brain fog, not having it is so much better, because like brain fog is just not a nice thing, and I think that's how they link to each other. Yeah, so having mental clarity is like not having brain fog, I think. And as someone that's interested in self-improvement and productivity and building good habits and doing things such as making films and making videos like these, I think that will have a real impact for my life. It might not be evident straight away, things might take time to build up, but I feel like it will have a meaningful impact on my life. Thanks a lot for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, I really enjoyed making it. Please hit a thumbs up, subscribe, comment, all that kind of stuff. Hit the bell also, and yeah, follow me on Instagram and check out my weekly email newsletter. I also recently set up a website, so I'll link that down below. It'd be awesome if you can check that out. Would love to know what you think of it. Oh yeah, thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you guys very soon.